You and I have had our
We're going
share of exes.
all the X-Files.
We should all the experience.
Yeah, well, I was thinking about this earlier. I was trying to work out what I'd actually learned. What I learnt was that I had 4 husbands and one was a big mistake and he's been airbrushed out. You won't see many records of him anywhere. But I suppose none of them were really mistakes because I've stayed in touch with all of them and we became friends again quite soon after our divorces. But there are a few lessons that I have learnt. One is that I have to put into practice every day, which is don't always have to have the last word.
Yeah.
That's very honest. Are all guilty of that, though, aren't we? In a relationship, you know, they're blathering on and you're thinking, get to the point, get to the point, get to... All right, you just cut in and finish the sentence for them. And then I think, don't tell them what they should be doing and organise their car journeys. Don't micromanage.
OK.
And the biggest thing, the lesson I've learned is don't edit their wardrobe.
Just don't edit their wardrobe.
That's a good one.
Well, if they want to go out looking absolutely dreadful, let them.
Do you know what's really funny?
Just let them.
It's all of the things
Dump
that
them,
you've
exactly.
learned not to do from your relationships in the past are all of the things that I've taken with me to my relationship now.
To your new
make sure you
house.
micromanage, organise this wardrobe.
You got a rail.
Yeah,
what was the other one? Have the last word.
Have the last
Done.
word in the centre. Yeah, but also I've learnt there's a balance. It's quite good. And we talked about this yesterday when you're now living with Joe and I've said I see my partner at the weekends and I have several man-free days a week. How fabulous is that?
Great. That's a great lesson.
So, for example, I can listen to the Archers on the radio without someone going, oh!
So, from all your experience, the best advice is to not live with your partner and only see them on weekends.
Yeah, the opposite to what you have just done.
We've got a comment here from Adele, and she's put, this is what she's learnt from her exes. If it doesn't feel right, it isn't.
Yeah.
You're not second best. You deserve to feel special.
Aww.
You're not high maintenance, but you deserve and need some love and care as a minimum.
Yeah,
I think
I
that's
love
really
that.
good advice. I think what I've learned is... I've learned a couple of things. First thing is, I don't like needy men that feel like they need me.
Yeah, I've had needy men,
needy, the Klingons. I don't like
yeah.
Klingons. I don't like men who are not in touch with their emotions. You know, I like sensitive men. I like men who are happy to sort of say, I'm feeling down a bit, or I think that's very masculine, actually,
Yeah.
to be in touch. And I really... what I learnt was I am high maintenance. I know I am. But I think that's something to embrace, and I think it takes a strong man to embrace it. So and that's why I've ended up with Steve, because he is all of those things that I wanted. So that's really lovely. So I did learn.
I've learned there's a lid for every pot, and that you might not have necessarily got it right before, because I know what I've done is I've tried to make things work when they clearly were not working. They were not going to work, and actually that's okay, and it's not the end of the world. And eventually, the lid finds the right pot and it all
But
work
saying
out.
when something's run its course is really hard to do.
Yeah.
I think it's because we're control freaks and we like the way we run our lives. We think we're, you know, deep down, we think we're pretty successful, we've done well, we all come from quite ordinary backgrounds, we've done well, and then you're in a relationship with someone, you've got to make space for them. But when it's not working, it's very, very hard because you try and fix it.
Yeah.
Because you think, oh, I can fix so many things. I can get the washing machine mended, I can go do all the shopping, I can make the house look great. But if your relationship's not working, it's really hard for women to take a step back and say, do you know what? It's not working. I owe myself a better life. And it's very, very hard for women to walk away, especially when they get over 40. I think it's really difficult.
Equally, I think it's just as hard to keep going at something, even though you feel it falling apart, because there are a lot of circumstances when it does just need the extra care and attention, and it could end up being, you know, the relationship that you had in the beginning or the one that you want. I love this comment from Fiona. It's easier to raise strong children rather than try to heal a broken man. Toxic people drain you of your kindness, financial status and break you down. And I think that that's so true. You know, it is really difficult to live with someone when a relationship has broken down. And the things that, if I was to say I've learned anything from my previous relationships, it would be to have empathy for what that person might be going through, rather than feeling like it's all their fault and feeling like, you know, I've been done out of a situation. A lot of the time I realise that so many people, and even including myself, we're all flawed in some way or another, or we've been through experiences that change us, that make us a certain way, and it's about sort of understanding both of those sides of the coin.
You know, and I think if more people took a step back and had empathy for while a relationship ended, the world would be a kinder place. There we are, we learn it all here.